All right, good evening, everybody. This is our Saturday Night Live Mindset Training call. We are doing tonight as a series about sharing your story. So, thank you guys for being here tonight. You can be doing so many other things with your time, but this is a very important piece. Yes, I am, Bill. I'm recording. So this is a very important piece for anybody that wants to become a professional in network marketing. Last week we covered share your story, why it's so important, and the steps taken to do so. So I hope over the past week, you guys have been either in the mirror in the bathroom, or you recorded yourself, you pulled out your phone, and you just shared your story. This is, and I'm curious and interested to know that after 17 years, it's only now that I'm realizing how important this feature is that most people are missing. And the reason why I say it that way is because I've been doing this since, I don't know, I mastered it 15 years ago. So I don't think about it. It's just second nature. And when you look at every single successful network marketer, no matter what company they're in, you listen to them speak, whether they're doing a presentation, whether they're doing a training, whether they're on stage, whether they're doing a video, the one common denominator, they always tell their story. Then you look at the rest of the people in network marketing, everybody out in the audience, and none of them are telling their story. And I found this out when we went to, and I got to say it again because this is so important. When we went to GoPro event in Dallas, and Eric Warrior was up there on stage, and he brought up a guest speaker who was not supposed to speak, named Jeff Roberti, or was it Roger Roberti? Mr. Roberti. He has made over $100 million in his network marketing career, and he was not prepared to speak. And when he got on stage, guess what the first thing he did was? Shared his story, shared his background, where he came from, what his problem was, what he was looking to overcome, what his solution was, and where he saw himself in the future. You know, every single person does that. So we did an exercise where everybody in the room picked a partner, somebody you don't know. And you each had 2 minutes to tell your story to each other. And I was just literally amazed that 90% of the people in the room could not effectively share their story. Most of them never really have before, maybe to a small team of themselves. And this wasn't just any networkers in this room. These were professionals. These were people who understand the value of investing money into their own personal development outside of their own company. This is what was the elite. And so I said, with my own team, I've got to make this a priority. This is something that you have 100% full control of. You can't control what other people do, what other people say, if somebody signs up or not, if somebody becomes your customer or not. You don't have control over that. All you can do is share the plan and show the vision. They either buy it or they don't. But this, you have 100% control over, and it is something that people do. Success leaves clues. So it should be at least a start for you. Say, if that's what you're doing, then I at least need to know how to do this. That was last week. This week we're going to talk about feel, felt, found. And I'm only going to talk about it. I'm going to show you a video series that I've done. Each is only 5 minutes long, 3, of the feel, felt, found when you're marketing your business and you're cold. That's like cold calling, but you're cold marketing where you don't know the people you're talking to, but you're selling yourself. I'm going to show you how. So let's talk about the feel, felt, found. I learned this technique 16 years ago. My first year in network marketing, I first heard of it from a guy named Steve Carter. He was in a company called ACN out of Chicago. I've since have heard it from many mentors since then at this step. I think this is one of the things that separates me and other successful people from everybody else. This is the art of how to connect with somebody that you don't know. This is the steps right here. Feel, felt, found. People don't care how much you know. All they care about is how much you care. And here's how you show people that you care for them. So when you meet somebody new for the first time, you want to listen before you speak. You ask a couple of questions and you shut up and listen. The more somebody talks, the more they spill the beans on who they are, where they're going, where they've been, what they desire out of life, and how much their life sucks. See, at the beginning, everybody likes to, what the kids call, floss. They like to brag. They like to paint a great picture on their life. It's the greatest thing going. But the more you let them talk, the truth always comes out. That's why lawyers say whenever you are arrested by the police, no matter if you feel you're innocent or guilty, shut up. Don't say anything. Whatever you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Shut up. Because the more you talk, the more inconsistencies is going to come out of your mouth. The truth is going to come out eventually. We can't help it. You know, the Bible says whatever's done in the dark shall come to the light. It's true. So let people talk. I love members on my team will call me sometimes and say, "Hey, Brandon, can you do a three-way? I've got a guy who's in another company and he's trying to get me into his company, but he wants to hear what we've got." I love talking to these type of people because when I get on the phone with them, what I always say to them is, "Yeah, I heard that you are a superstar in your company. You're making a whole lot of money. You're doing great." And you know what? They always turn around and say, "Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. But we can always be doing better." And this, well, tell me about it. Tell me, what do you do? How successful have you been? What have you been doing over the last year? The truth always comes out by the end of the conversation. Like, yeah, I'm not really making that much money. I'm not happy with this and that. I can't get my people to. The truth comes out always. So listen. You know what? I did skip a step. I should have done this week the personality traits before the feel felt found. Well, we're going to skip the personality traits. I'll do that for another training. But when you listen to people, they will also tell you their person. You know how to approach them. But anyways, you get a brand new person. You ask them, tell me about yourself. What do you do for a living? They're going to say, I work this job. I work that job. I do this. I do that. And say, how do you feel about what you're doing? I could be doing better. Think times are hard right now. I've got bills to pay. I don't know how I'm going to pay it. I got a late notice on my job. I got to pay for college for my kid. I got a medical thing I have to take care of, and I don't have medical insurance. The pain comes out. One of the most important things is that the fact that you listen. This is the first thing that they're going to hear by you. Most people in a conversation is waiting for the other person to shut up so that they can speak, and they're not really hearing. So the fact that you actually listen wins you cool points. I always say this all the time. My father taught me a neat trick, and I don't want to say it like that, but I was an ugly duckling in high school until my senior year. And before that, I always, was embarrassed because I couldn't talk to girls and I didn't have any girlfriends and all my friends did. And my father taught me something. And he said, "I'm going to teach you a trick where you're going to have more girls to talk to than any of your friends combined." I was like, "What is that? What is it? What is it?" He said, "Listen. When you talk to them, how great you are. Don't talk about what you're doing on the basketball team. Don't talk about how great your grades are and all that good stuff that teenage boys may talk about. Listen." And when she speaks, I was like, "Huh?" He said, "Trust me. Try it out." So I did. I had a friend, and we talked every now and then. But I got on the phone with her, and she was all upset about something. And I just let her talk, and I just listened. And I would say, wow, you're so smart. You're right. Wow, I can't believe you thought of that. Only you could have thought of something like that. What, they didn't listen to you? How rude. I agreed with everything that she said, and I listened. And at the end of the conversation, where I really didn't have other nothing else out of my mouth, you know what she said? Wow, you're such a great person to talk to. I feel like I could talk to you for hours. And I was like, whoa. And then all of a sudden, I started to become attractive, not because my looks changed, but because of how I responded to them changed. It was different. I listened. It got so bad to the point my mom didn't like what I was doing. She'd walk video games or listening to music with my phone on mute, and she'd just hear the girl on the other end just yapping. And I'm just saying, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. And my mom's like, are you even listening to what they're saying? And I said, doesn't matter. They think I am, but it worked. I've learned that technique from my also works in business. So you listen. The second thing you do is called the felt technique. You know, I understand exactly how you feel because I felt the same way. At one point in my life, I was faced with getting laid off and then was laid off. No fault of my own. Do you know what that is like? You know what it's like. I just heard you. But I know what it's like that you went through because I went through the same thing. I had to come home and look at myself in the mirror and say, what am I going to do next? I did everything that I was supposed to do. And I was one of the lucky ones because I was still young. There was people on my job that were in their 50s experiencing or facing a layoff right before they reach retirement age. That sucks. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. What you just did here, you know that old saying, guilty by association? You let them know you understand their pain. You let them know that you went through the same thing. So now you can relate to each other. That barrier that every person has up is starting to fall. It's starting to crack. You haven't said anything about your business. All you did was listen to them and you shared your story as well. And if your story is not the same as theirs, you tell them about somebody who's heard that is. That's why it's so important to hear about other people's success stories because you're going to hear people from all different backgrounds. And you're going to be able to tell somebody, oh, I heard about a woman who went through the same thing as you. This is what happened to her. It's the same concept here. Feel, felt. Here's the found method. You know, I feel your pain. I felt the same way. But what I found out was that if I made a decision to go to business for myself, to become my own boss, to wake up when I'm finished sleeping, to have financial freedom through a home-based business, I didn't have to deal with those problems anymore. And now every day is a Friday with my kids. Or if you're not even at that step yet. Somebody told me the other day, easy for you to tell the story, Brandon. You're retired. And I've been retired for 4 years, 4 or 5 years. But I was working all before that. What was I saying before that? Before I had the success. Hey, you know what I found out was? If I made a decision to chart my own path, I got involved in an industry that creates more millionaires than any other industry. I'm so excited about the products that we're offering and the business that we have that 5 years from now, I'm going to be in a situation where I never have to worry about an income again. I never have to worry about getting laid off again. I can pay for my kids to go to college. I can take any vacation that I want. So yes, I feel you're the same way, but I found a solution. Then you shut up. Because what the other person's going to do is they're going to say, wow, this person understands where I came from. They felt the same way at one point, and they found a solution. And if they could find a solution to their problem, maybe their solution could be my solution. Next question from them will be, so tell me, what is it that you do? I'm glad you asked that question. Let me tell you. So in this entire conversation, not once did you tell them they need to join your business. Here's a mistake people make. Even when they know feel, felt, found, they never get to found. They listen to the other person's feel story. They say, wow, that is sad. You know, I have a solution for you. If you join me in my business, we can solve your problem. People don't want to hear that. That turns them off. Like going into a car dealership and having 5 salesmen jump on you before you have a chance to even look at a car. People like to buy. They don't like to be sold. Let them buy you. All you're doing is putting yourself out on display like a car dealership. And let them come and look at you, give you a test drive. I've enrolled 186 people into my business. Maybe only 2 or 3 of them I went out of my way to recruit. How did I get all the rest? Because I followed the felt marketing. And as a result, people call me. That's how it happens. Once you master this technique, recruiting will be easy for you. The big thing that you'll be looking at after that is duplication. But the recruiting part will be, I look at, they say industry standard is the average person recruits 2 to 3 people in their career marketing. And I look at that like, are you crazy? You do 10 to 15 people a month and not even go out of my way. But learn the skill, the feel, felt, found. So what I want to do now is I'm going to play 3 separate videos for you on how I do this in marketing. These are brand new, not something I did 5 years ago. I made a capture page that has those 3 videos on it here. Because my whole slogan this year is bring the middle class back. Bring the middle class back. But to bring the middle class back, most people need to understand that they're not in the middle class anymore. They haven't accepted that reality. You're either rich or you're poor. There's no in between. How do I know this? Statistics. Most people that own a home live in the home. They don't own it. If you are completely debt-free, meaning your home was paid for as well, no mortgage, cars were paid for, student loans paid for, credit card bills paid for, everything is paid for, and you had an extra $10 and you're 75% of all Americans. No debt and an extra $10. So you think you're in the middle class, but you're poor. You're one paycheck away from being on the street and haven't realized it yet. So I'm going to play this first video. This first video is part of the feel. It's just a realization and recognizing where we all are. And I did this in a generic way so everybody, no matter what your background is, can relate. Take a look at this 5-minute video.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Brandon Ivey from Los Angeles, California, and I wanted to address my new theme for 2016, which is called Bring the Middle Class Back. And I'm just an average guy. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I've got some kids, I want to have a better life for myself and my family, just like most of you, and it's safe to assume that you probably are not where you want to be financially. And where you're not where you want to be financially, it impacts many other areas of your life because you lack the resources necessary to do the things that you really enjoy. You end up being in a more stressful state, stressful environment that impacts your life, your job, your health, your family, your relationships. And so the one thing to really combat all that is to have peace of mind. And peace of mind is having peace of finances. And since we live in the United States of America, this is the greatest nation on the planet, yet that American dream seems to be unattainable. Let's go over why. But first we got to look at reality, because one of the things that I was taught growing up is that if I want to be successful, if I want to have the American dream, there's a couple of things that I must do. That's go to school, get good grades, get a good safe job, graduate, and live happily ever after with my white picket fence, right? That's what we're taught. And that's exactly what I did. I graduated from Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, went on to have a nice corporate career going, but due to no fault of my own, I was laid off from my job. And if you've ever been laid off, you know exactly how that feels. And if you haven't, I guarantee you know somebody who has. And chances are they're putting in more hours, more time, more effort, and they better not even ask for a raise because they're lucky to have a job in the first place. Let's talk about those lucky few. The federal government states that 97% of all Americans will retire broke, depending on family, government, and friends by the age of 65. No more pensions, no more 401k, no more savings. Your house is a liability and not an asset. Social Security is a joke, and you can't even become a Walmart greeter anymore because all the department stores are starting to close down. Not because they're going out of business. They're changing their business model. So it's nearly impossible for your generation to have a better life than the previous generation. No matter how hard you work, if you're working through the system. The great middle class that was developed after World War II is shrinking drastically. You now have the haves and the have-nots. Here's another reality for you. You see, 46% of all Americans have less than $10,000 in their retirement account. 46%. 76% of all Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 51%, half of all Americans make less than $30,000 a year. 38% of all Americans make less than $20,000 a year. 62% of all Americans have less than $1,000 in their savings account. 62%. The federal poverty level is stated at $28,000 a year for a family of 5. Yet almost half of all Americans don't even make that. Let that sink in for a minute, because if you're watching this video, chances are you fall into at least one of those categories. At least one. But the good news is that you're one decision away of changing your circumstances. I know we're in election year, and I'm going to tell you, no matter who wins the presidency, they're not going to save you. Don't put your hands or your life in the hands of somebody else. See, a lot of times you may see videos where people are talking about how to get rich, how to get wealthy. Now, I don't care about all of that hype and crap, because most people are not. What I care about is peace of mind, financial security, and freedom. Because I made a decision years ago that I did not want to be caught in the rat race, that I did not want to be a part of the dwindling middle class, that I wanted to find a different way, and I did. And as a result, I became a six-figure-a-year earner. I was able to walk off my job and retire at the age of 36 years old. Now, that doesn't mean I'm wealthy. What it does mean is that I have freedom. Because right now it's like 10-something in the morning and I'm not on a job. I get to go and come as I please. Wake up when I'm finished sleeping. That's wealth. Peace of mind. So if you want to know how to get out of the rat race, how not to be a statistic in the disappearing middle class, how to take back charge of your life financially, then click on the next button, and I'm going to have another video where I'm going to talk about the business model of the 21st century. See, I want you to know where things are going so that when you make a decision, you know where you're headed. You have all the information. This is information that most people are not privy to. They have no idea this is taking place. They're living their life like an ocean and just go on wherever the waves take them. It's time to set your own sail. Thank you for watching. My name is Brandon Ivey. Bye-bye.
All right, that was the first video. Here is is the second. Now notice in that first video, all he talked about is the reality, where we are currently right now, whether you realize it or not, it's a fact. So here is the second video.
Hello everybody, this is Brandon Ivey and I'm coming back to you with the next video. See, the first video I made was about the disappearing middle class. This video I'm going to talk about the business of the 21st century. If you've made a decision that you don't want to be a part of the rat race, you don't want to be a part of the disappearing middle class, you don't want to be one of those statistics that don't even have $1,000 in your savings account right now, you don't want to be living paycheck to paycheck. Well, not everybody is. There is a small segment of the population that has figured it out. They know something you don't know. That's why they're having success. But I want to make it a little bit bigger for you to understand. Because you can't do the micro unless you understand the macro. So here's the macro. Every single one of you have heard of Google, Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, eBay, all the rest. Because we all use these services and they're multi-billion-dollar companies and they've been able to survive the greatest recession in American history, and when other companies went out of business, they thrived. Why? What is it that they know that you don't know and that other businesses don't know? Here's what they understand. They give their business away for free. They don't sell a product. Well, whoa. How can you have a successful business when you don't actually sell a product? Because traditionally, you figure out a problem that somebody has, develop a product that's going to give it to them to help their problem, and hope that they come back and buy it month after month, over and over and over and over again. You have a product. 9 times out of 10, those products are not a necessity, though. They're a luxury. So if times go bad, they don't buy your product anymore, and you got to figure something out. The new business model was this. We're going to give you a platform that you can access for free and make our money on the back end. What does that mean? When was the last time you paid money to Google anything? When was the last time you paid money to log on to Facebook? When was the last time you paid money to watch or upload a YouTube video? When was the last time you paid money to take a selfie of yourself and upload it to Twitter? When was the last time you did any of those things? You paid for it. Yet these are things we do every single day, and these companies are raking billions off of your activity by providing a platform. What they're also taking advantage of is the fastest growing industry on the planet today, known as e-commerce. It is the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind. I like to call it the modern day gold rush, the second industrial revolution. Why? Because businesses and consumers are moving from brick and mortar to click and order. Mobile commerce is king. It is happening whether you like it or not, and you're all already involved. Every major business that is thriving today has a presence on the internet and is taking advantage of e-commerce. So you have to understand that today there's more people alive on this planet than have died in all of human history combined. And what activities are they in? What are they doing every single day? Well, they all have a phone. No matter what language, no matter what culture, no matter what region, no matter what country, everybody's got a phone. This is the mouse of the world. Your access 24/7, you take it with you everywhere you go. The greatest real estate is no longer land. The greatest real estate is the screen on your smartphone. I have now seen signs. You know, when you're driving up a mountain road and you see a sign, be careful, deer crossing, and they've got a picture of a deer or something like that. They now have signs where they have people or kids. Be careful of kids walking. Not because you're in a kid zone, but because they're looking down at their cell phone. And the image has them looking at their cell phone. Go to the airport. What do you see? People talking to each other? No. They're looking at their cell phone. Go to the airport or the beach or church or a movie. Do people even looking at the movie credits anymore or the beginning? No, they're still on their cell phones. But most people don't know how to own real estate on this cell phone. We know how to be consumers. We don't know how to get paid from it. So if you want to get out of the rat race in the 21st century, then you need to be focusing your attention somewhere in the internet space somewhere in e-commerce and definitely has to deal with mobile. The good news is I represent a company that does. I represent a company that gives you ownership of this new real estate on your mobile phone screen. If you want to know more about it, click on the button or the video, depending on where I put it. Watch the next video and I'll tell you a little bit about how you can get positioned in the greatest economic shift in wealth, this e-commerce bubble, while it's still in its infancy. My name is Brandon Ivey. Bye-bye.
All right, now that is 2 videos and still hadn't even named the company. Mentioned the name of the company. This is how you market. This is how you lead people through a process. You know, you also, if somebody's not interested by this point, they've already zoned out. Same thing that can happen in a conversation. This is a feel, felt, found method on business side. Dealing with people I don't even know who's gonna watch this video, so I had to make it in a way to the masses. And finally, the last video, feel, felt, found. Here is the solution.
Hello, my name is Brandon Ivey. I am a double diamond in my company right now, and by this time you have seen 2 videos. The first one that's telling you about the disappearing middle class. The second video telling about an industry that is thriving, where billions is being made, and people are changing their fortunes and getting positioned in this internet evolution, the mobile app evolution. This video I'm going to tell you about a company that you can be a part of that's positioned flat in the middle of this. A company that is 4 years old, that has been in profits its second month in business, that is debt-free, that has had over 300% growth since inception, and nobody even knows who we are, and we have no competition. We're worldwide, based out of Santa Monica, California, and you have to have internet access and a cell phone. You can do this business. And what if I even told you that we don't even sell a product? We give it away for free. So what is this? What am I talking about? Well, first, I want you to understand something. Every single one of you use Google. How would you like to get paid when somebody did a search on the internet? How would you like to get paid by giving away something for free? How would you like to get paid when people buy things online that they spend money on anyway without you having to tell them what to buy? How would you like to get paid from people in different countries doing the same thing? If the answer is yes, then keep watching. The name of this company is called Sherlock Nation. Sherlock Nation is simply a mobile app on your phone. We take advantage of something everybody has, which is a phone. On our phones, we all have apps. And on our app, what can our app do for you? Well, if you're familiar with Google, then this should be easy to understand. Because when you Google something, Google doesn't bring up to you the cheapest prices of items that you want to buy. Google brings up to you the most popular websites, the websites with the most internet traffic, the websites that have spent the most money on advertising dollars, but not the best price. What Sherlock will do is search the entire internet, including Google, because people say, well, why would I Sherlock it when I can Google it? Because when you Sherlock it, you are Googling it. When you Google Amazon, eBay, Price Pigeon, Dealoka, Alibaba, and whatever search engines are in your country, and find the best price for you in a matter of seconds. See, here's one thing we know. Most people live on a fixed income. You go to work, you get paid, you pay your bills, and whatever's left over you use to buy food, clothing, entertainment, travel, buy toys. And when the money runs out, you wait till next month to do it all over again when you get paid. We can save the average household $150 to $300 a month on items that you're going to buy anyway. I want to stress that point because we don't sell the product. If you're going to go spend money, use the Sherlock and save money. Who in their right mind would say, no, I would rather pay full price? And we give this app to you for free. Again, who would say no to free and save money at the same time? And as our customers are saving money and benefiting from using the app, you are getting a commission for giving this away for free. So we only do two things in our business. We give an app away for free to help people save time and money on things they're going to buy, and we build a team of people who do the same thing. It's called leverage. Residual income. Get paid by doing something one time. Just to give you a brief example. Let's just say you had 500 customers that you gave this app away to. 500 customers. You would earn a little over $1,000 a month if they're all active. $1,000 a month. Now you may not be able to walk off your job, but you can certainly change the type of car you drive, the clothes you wear, the food you eat, where you send your kids to school, pay off that credit card debt, stop the repossession, take the vacation you've always wanted, save money for your retirement. $1,000 a month on top of what you're already earning can change people's lives. That's an extra $12,000 a year. If the average American right now is making less than $30,000 a year, adding $12,000 onto that is going to change their lives by giving something away for free and not having to sell a thing. No experience required. You don't have to have a college degree. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. All you have to do is be able to open your mouth and share an app for people that you already know that's struggling on a month-to-month so that they can save money buying things that they're going to buy anyway. That's what we do. It's a simple concept. What you want to do now is watch a full presentation on how our business model works. Get back with the person who's showing you this video, and we will conduct an interview to see if this is a good fit for you, because I will be honest, we are not looking for everybody. Not everybody wants financial freedom. Not everybody is willing to do the work that it takes to get it. But if you're hungry, like I was, you want freedom, you want to get off that job, you want to get off somebody telling you what to do, when to do it, where to go, where to come. One thing that I always hated about Monday morning is getting up early at Monday morning to go into rush hour traffic, to go to a job I don't like, to work with people I can't stand, to eat lunch at 12 when I'm hungry at 11, to ask for permission to go to the bathroom as if I am a child, and my only recourse for a vacation is 2 weeks out of the entire year, and hope I don't get sick to eat up my vacation days. Is that the life that you want? It's not what I wanted. I made a decision, got off my butt, and now I'm retired. But you've got to make that decision. So you can watch the video, see how we do what we do. We'll conduct an interview and see if it's something that will fit for you and us. We're looking for leaders right now. Thank you for watching. My name is Brandon Ivey, Double Diamond, Sherlock Nation. Bye-bye.
All right. I hope you guys understood those 3 steps. You know, what's interesting, the third video actually talks about the business, but do you know when I actually closed somebody to sign up with me? It was not after they watched the third video. It was after they watched the second video. Because at that point, all it was a solution. It doesn't matter what the solution is. You guys understand this? All they want is a solution. So people think that you've got to be in the best company. You've got to have the best product. You've got to have the best compensation plan. None of that matters. You show me the so-called best company out there, and I'll show you somebody who's broken it. You show me the so-called worst company out there, and I'll show you somebody making 6 figures in it. It all comes down to your story, how you're able to relate, the feel, felt, found. I could have said I'm selling tires on the side of a freeway, but if selling those tires was your solution to get out of your current situation, you would buy it. So put more emphasis learning your story, learning how to using your story to connect with other people more than you understanding your compensation plan products in your company. You master that, I guarantee you will have success because you're dealing with people. And this is what people respond to. Every time you turn on the TV and look at commercials, that's what they're doing to you. Every time you walk into a car dealership, their whole goal is to put you in dream mode, get you behind the wheel to test drive the car. How does it make you feel to be sitting in that driver's seat? You can't afford it. That's not even why you went there for that car. You ended up getting something else. You know who also does this? Grocery stores. My son was sick the other day, and my wife, of course, sent me out to the store to get something. And I went in there to get one thing, and I walked out with like 8 items. And the least expensive item was the item I went in there to get in the first place. Because as I'm walking through the aisles, I see something and it draws an emotional feeling to me. Oh, well, I felt good when I ate that. I saw that commercial. Oh, I got to get that too. Everything around us is built how to tap into your emotions. It's the one unstoppable force in the universe. Emotions. So you want to be able to tap into other people's emotions so that they will buy you. That's what sharing your story is about. That's what understanding the personality traits and the feel felt method. And by the end of that, they're willing to buy whatever it is you put in front of them. I've even had a case where I've gotten a phone call who have watched my personal development videos. And then they ask me, what is it that you do? Because I want to be involved. They're already saying they want to be involved before they even the company. Very important. So with that, thank you guys for joining us tonight. This was recorded. I will get this recording out to everyone next week. Yeah, I think it's going to be going into the first week of May. I have not done this in a while, maybe 2 months now. So next week, I think we're going to do mindset training on GoPro, becoming a professional in network marketing. That's always a 2-week course. We're gonna turn it back around and go over that. But on our Sunday team calls, we're still going to be working on our story. I expect more people to share their stories with us tomorrow. And understand, if you're still unwilling to do so, you're telling yourself you're unwilling to get paid. All right? I just admit it to yourself. If you are unwilling to share your story, you are unwilling to get paid. It's the bottom line. Nobody cares about your business. There's 1,000 of them out there. What separates you from them? I don't care about the comp plan. Most people in companies don't even understand the comp plan they're with. Not fully. You know how I understand comp plans? When I get paid. Remember my last company, I was at $12,000 a month before I even understood the compensation plan. People care about you. So what's your story? Get it out there. As always, I've got to end by playing a video, and I did not prep for this. So what video do I want to play? Let me go back into my vault here for a second. Maybe something relatively new. And again, thank you guys for taking time out of your schedule for being here tonight. Like I said, there's so many other things that you can be doing with your time. And the fact that you have, I did play it last week, your story. Let's see. It's this pension. Something short. I will. I'll pull up not last week's training of your story, but one I did last December. It's actually pretty short story. Nah. Yeah, I'll go ahead and play this one. This will be good for those of you that missed it last week or before. But again, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Tomorrow on our team call. God bless and have a good evening. Bye bye.